Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Together we are the Office Blokes.
Yeah.
It is true. Now imagine the surprise when I was looking on Twitter before and I saw the Do posted an image saying rest in peace Omegle.
Oh, it's gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What are you going to do now to buy your humpus?
Where am I going to show my dick to people on the
Exactly,
internet?
that's it, yeah.
That's more to the point.
Don't start again in the office.
We've still got
Oh, shit to deal with. I know. After last time.
Yeah, I know nothing about it other than that, so I just went on here and just tried to find a video of hopefully someone explaining a bit more why it's closed. Has there been any announcements?
What's the platform like again? Is it a bit like
It's just a random matching site where two people with video cams.
Like
we've
done like we watched the Do and all that, haven't we?
The
Yeah,
Do, Marcus
Omegle. Oh,
Veltri,
yeah. But is
Harry
there
Mack.
others that are similar that do
I
the
don't
same
know.
sort of thing?
I've got
or?
no idea.
Right,
I've got
okay.
absolutely no idea.
Right.
Are you trying to find?
That's where I'm going. What are you going to use now, Mike? Omeagle's gone.
No, but just want to see if there was anything else like that. You know, like you.
I'm sure there will be.
You know.
I'm sure there's. I don't think Omegle was the first of its kind of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I just think it was the biggest one that all the YouTubers were on.
Yeah.
So now that I
That's
guess
what I mean. So where would they go? You know, we've got people like the Do and stuff.
Asking for a friend.
For God's sake.
I guess the issue now
I
is
give up.
unless there's some sort of everyone gets together and moves to the same platform, it's fragmented things, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I guess that's going to be the issue.
Yeah.
If Harry Mack's on one, the Do's on a different one, Marcus Veltri's on a different one, and they're just a few of loads of musicians, rappers, you know, weirdos, perverts.
That's what I think it's more of.
Yeah. The Masked Arab.
Yep.
We reacted to a couple of times. He's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quite a few people.
Okay.
So literally we just tried to find a video, hopefully, of someone explaining it that actually knows something about it.
Yeah.
Because
That'd help.
yeah, because
So this video, is it today?
it's literally a brand new video. Yeah,
Right,
there's
okay.
not a lot
Just
on
making
YouTube
sure,
of
that's
people
all.
talking
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
what I thought. Is it today?
Yeah, so
Something that was like 4 years old.
let's check it out. Omegle just shut down.
Alright, hello guys,
you
welcome
press
back
play.
to another video. So I wasn't really planning on making this video, but it looks like we have some breaking news coming straight out of Omegle. This news has came out in the past hour, and it's really crazy news because it looks like Omegle is going to be shutting down. Guys, I think it's safe to say that it's just over. It's Jover, dude, because now if you try to go to omegle.com, you get this message right here. Dear strangers, from the moment I discovered the internet at a young age, it has been a magical place to me. Growing up in a small town relatively isolated from the larger world, it was a revelation how much more there was to discover, how many interesting people and ideas the world had to offer. Now, I didn't realize how long this was until I started reading it, but just a little TLDR here. This is a message from the founder of Omegle, in which he talks about the reason why he wanted to start Omegle in the first place. He talked a lot about his personal life and his visions and whatnot, and a little bit further down in this message, he also talks about the reason why Omegle is shutting down, in which is looking like the main reason why Omegle is shutting down is because the site has fallen victim to many attacks, in which the founder of Omegle states, in recent years, it looks like the whole world has become more honorary. Maybe that has something to do with the pandemic or with political disagreements. Whatever the reason, people have become faster to attack and slower to recognize each other's shared humanity. One aspect of this has been a constant barrage of attacks on communication services, Omegle included, based on the behavior of a malicious subset of users. To an extent, it is reasonable to question the policies and practices of any place where crime has occurred, because if you guys aren't aware, and I think it's quite obvious, you know, crimes do happen on Omegle, just like any other communication service. But continuing, I've always welcomed constructive feedback, and indeed, Omegle implemented a number of improvements based on such feedback over the years. However, the recent attacks have felt anything but constructive. The only way to please these people is to stop offering the service. Sometimes they say so explicitly and avowedly. Other times it can be inferred from their act of setting standards that are not humanly achievable. Either way, the net result is the same. Omegle is the direct target of these attacks, but their ultimate victim is you. All of you out there who have used or would have used Omegle to improve your lives and the lives of others. When they say Omegle shouldn't exist, they are really saying that you shouldn't be allowed to use it, that you shouldn't be allowed to meet random new people online. That idea is anathema to the ideals I cherish, specifically to the bedrock principle of a free society that when restrictions are imposed to prevent crime, the burden of those restrictions must not be targeted at innocent victims or potential victims of crime. Now,
He'll be back.
There'll be something else.
He'll be back.
Is this an AI thing?
It's temporary shutdown, this.
I think it's written by like a proper tech nerd,
Just
like
the
a
way-
programmer.
Just the voice and that just doesn't sound like.
Oh no,
it's
the voice is the gamer who's
Yeah.
that's a proper voice.
Yeah,
I think.
the person that's doing the video is the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't go to the website and this just gets read out to you.
Yeah.
This is just a temporary shutdown to flush out all the hatred that's on there at the moment.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
I
and
wonder,
people might splinter and never come back, and that's what they want. They want the ones who are just pain in the arse to go away.
but I wonder legally, if it. What we've seen with a lot of the reactions is there's a lot of kids on there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of very young people on there, and then allegedly there's lots of weirdos and perverts on there as well. And if you're the person providing that service and it's connecting up weirdos and kids, like there could be an element of you legally liable for what these weirdos are doing on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe, given the state of the world at the moment, it's like I would rather not have anything to do with that.
Yeah, that's the other side of it. Is
Yeah,
the,
true.
where do you want to grow something, and where do you want to keep it out? Where's it sealing out? But what you've got there is, to me, what this sounds like is we're on a temporary hold. Let's get rid of all the bell ends. Let's deal with what the issues we've got. And then
Literally
we'll be
the
back.
bell ends.
Yeah.
But they'll probably just come back again, though, won't they? I mean,
But they'll be giving out to the authorities and saying, right, these are the people, these are the users, these are what flushing out everything. While we're on hold, well, let's flush out all the dicks, literally.
Yeah.
Like you say. And so I go through it all and say, right, they're all the ones that are doing all that. They're all the ones that are legit. These are all the ones that are underage. These are all the ones, and then they'll flush them all out, and then all of a sudden it'll come back. It's tidy up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also a global platform, Omegle. So is it possible that things like Israel Palestine have become an
That's
issue
what it sounds
on
like
there?
on there. It come on there because the world has become very divided over the last few months.
Not everyone should be communicating
No, I know,
with each other.
correct,
It's this
correct.
beautiful utopian idea of the internet connects us all. Not everyone's supposed to be connected. They're just not. We're not supposed to stress about what happens 5,000 miles away all the time.
Mate, I don't stress about something unless it's right in front of me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, even then I don't stress, I just go.
I've fully stopped watching the news. I don't keep up with all the current wars that are going on and stuff because there's too much.
Yeah,
It's too stressful.
I keep track of what's going on around the world because you never know where you're going to end up, sort of thing. So I always like to keep up to date with what's going on around the world. I'm not interested in it. I'm just keeping up to date with it and see what's going on. I'll have an opinion sometimes and go, oh, look at that. Thinking Messi scored for Miami. They've gone second from the bottom now.
Yeah.
They're not one of them.
Wow.
Type things. It's things like, but they don't interest. They don't affect me. So it's one of them. You don't have any effect on it. But this, I think, with Omegle, what it is there, it sounds to me like there's too much shit going on where everyone's quick to jump on something, and what you've got is these people sit there and they try and pick on something you're wrong on. So if I say today's Thursday, and then you'll go, it's not Thursday, and I'll say, well, it was when I've recorded it. Well, you said it's Thursday, it's Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, does it matter?
Yeah, and then you find yourself arguing with idiots over
And
nonsense.
you're like, does
don't you?
it really matter?
Some people just spoil them for a fight, and they want to be. We've said it before. People go on these things because they want to be offended. They set out to be offended.
Yeah.
Whereas in reality,
Oh,
if you
look
don't
at
like
me.
something, just
Yeah.
ignore it and just say right, whatever.
Well, look at me. I
You know?
corrected him on something that he didn't know about. That he just tipped off the top of his head. And you're like, go for it, mate.
Yeah.
You win. There's your cookie.
Yeah.
I think a really powerful thing more people need to realise is you don't have to have an opinion on everything.
Yeah, no.
But everyone thinks I've got X amount of followers, I need to always comment on the current thing because it's monetized, you get clicks, you get clout, you get whatever you get for it. And it's like, you don't have to have an opinion on everything. Unless you're educated on something as well, you probably shouldn't have an opinion
There's
on
plenty
certain
of things out there where I just think, I'm just not sure.
You remember when the
I don't
pandemic
know.
hit? You remember when the pandemic hit and then Facebook was all full of doctors?
Everyone's an expert.
Everyone was a
all of
medic.
sudden. Yeah. You don't need an opinion. You literally don't. And like, I've seen a lot of people come unstuck with the, quite big millions of followers on YouTube. You need to comment on Israel Palestine, for example. And a lot of people are going, it's a very complicated thing that I'm not educated
It's so
on.
complex that you can't.
And I'm like,
you've got to have the proper information to be able to form it to, make a proper opinion.
Yeah, precisely. I
You
mean,
know.
if you just base it off bullshit or your personal feelings, you're going to get debunked in the comment section everywhere.
Yeah, because he's always. I mean, like I say, someone will always read one side of a story as well. But this is what it sounds like to me: is they're trying to clean up, they're trying to have an internal clean up, and it'll be back.
Yeah.
On a better platform, on a bigger and better platform.
Not everyone's supposed to be connected.
I agree.
Unfortunately, that's the way humans are. It's culturally, there's so many differences across the world that just randomly being matched with so many people probably isn't healthy.
But at the same time, I use Twitter for football, or X as it now is. I use it for football, and I have great conversations and debates with people all over the world about football. Yeah. And that's all I use it for. Don't get involved in anything else. All football. And people write to me, or we have conversations with people in like Argentina. about Argentinian footballers who have gone on to play in different countries, have been more successful. And I'm going, it's fantastic. I'm in dialogue with people who've got the same interest, but around the world.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get ugly. There's no name calling, there's no arguing. It's a debate sometimes, and it always ends good. And you end up becoming like online friends. If it makes sort of thing. And then they're your go-to people. And if you want information on Argentinian football, for example,
I think it's great that we're connected. I just don't think everyone should be connected all the time.
But I won't go in a room and sort of like start talking about Palestine and Israel wars and stuff like that. Wars I don't even understand, or anything I don't understand. Unless if I did, I went in and went, right, don't know what I'm talking about. What's going on?
But also,
like you would in the pub. What's happening?
Yeah,
you tell me.
Also, why did you comment on that and not comment on Yemen? What's wrong with you? Do you not care about people? And it's like there's that much stuff going on. There's that much information. Step back. You don't need an opinion. It's all right. But I suspect maybe there's some things behind the scenes that we've not seen to do with this. Maybe it's just constantly people having a go at each other and it's inciting hatred more than anything, though.
Skipping forward a little bit, the battle for Omegle has been lost, but the war against the internet rages on. Virtually every online communication service has been subject to these same kinds of attacks as Omegle, and while some of them are much larger companies with much greater resources, they all have their breaking point somewhere. I worry that unless the tides turn soon, the internet I fell in love with may cease to exist, and in its place, we will have something closer to a souped-up version of TV, focused largely on passive consumption, with much less opportunity for active participation and genuine human connection. If that sounds like a bad idea to you, please consider donating to the Electric Frontier Foundation, an organization that fights for your rights online. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who used Omegle for positive purposes, and to everyone who has contributed to the site's success in any way. I'm so sorry I couldn't keep fighting for you. Now, okay, as far as I'm aware, this message from the founder of Omegle didn't go really into depth about what had happened, and it's kind of hard to wrap my head around this, but as far as I'm aware, according to the EFF.org, it looks like this is all over government censorship, and I don't know if this is for sure or not, but it looks like Omegle must have been fighting against this essentially, and it looks like the main reason why they shut down is because of this. Today, certain powerful corporations are attempting to shut down online speech, prevent new innovation from reaching customers, and facilitating government surveillance. We challenge corporate overreach just as we challenge government abuses of power. We also develop technologies that can help individuals protect their privacy and security online, which our technologists build and release freely to the public for anyone to use. In addition, EFF is engaged in major legislative fights, beating back digital censorship bills disguised as intellectual property proposals, championing reform bills that rein in government surveillance, and much more. We are working with advocates worldwide to create a global digital environment that upholds both human rights and constitutional rights, and we continue to take on cutting-edge legal cases to win victories for user rights. Now,
it's interesting that.
Welcome to the new Omegle, powered by Meta.
It probably will be, won't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard a lot of things about governments tightening up on free speech laws, and there's bills being introduced to do with internet content that do restrict people's ability to earn money through saying certain things. It's like the internet was the Wild West 20 years ago, 25 years ago, but it seems like I kind of agree with that. It's almost going to be like passively watching TV eventually rather than engaging, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I used to Google things all the time years ago, and you'd get forums and you'd get people discussing the things, and then you figure out how to fix whatever problem it was. Now everything's just sponsored websites, and it's hard to find.
I search things like, does elephants have predators? Do elephants have predators? What preys on elephants?
That sounds like pub Googling.
Yeah. And I just want to know.
Yeah.
Lions, I'm guessing.
Probably humans is the biggest predator. The ivory.
Yeah, true.
Or were.
Yeah.
There is something.
Let me know if there's a forum for that.
Every year I Google how old Nigella Lawson is at least once while I'm in the pub.
I thought you were going to say when you're in the bathroom.
No.
Mad thing is he gets Nigel Lawson more times than he gets Nigella.
How old is he, Nige, now?
He's dead.
I think there's a thing that's being passed in Canada, or it has been passed, that says that something like 20% of content has to be Canadian made on streaming sites and things like that, and it's a way of encouraging local industry, we'll say.
Yeah, China has that.
Yeah, but I think what people are saying about it is, like podcast providers, it's in Canada, they're going to say that it has to be 20% Canadian podcasts that are on the providers. How can you regulate that?
I was just going
What
to say,
if there's no good Canadian podcasts? What are you going to bin off we've only got 10, so we can only have X amount of foreign podcasts, and it all seems a bit weird.
There's got to be 20% of fast food outlets that are Canadian in the cities, 20% of taxi drivers. You know, I mean, where's it end?
Yeah.
You know, why just online?
It seems progressive, but it's actually the complete opposite.
It'd be good to get 20% British taxi drivers. At least they might know how to drive.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything.
As Vegas' original message was, after seeing what the EFF is and what they do, and the fact that Omegle wants you to donate to the EFF, it looks like exactly what we just went over is what Omegle has been at the receiving end of, and that is one of the main reasons why they shut down. Now, I don't know if I'm 100% correct about this. If I happen not to be correct, feel free to correct me in the comments section down below. And yeah, I really wouldn't be surprised if this is what caused Omegle to get shut down, on top of the fact that, you know, it's expensive to run a service like this. And it really is unfortunate to see a company like this that has been around since like 2009 and has been doing this for that long just to shut down because, you know, they were pressured by the government and these other issues, and they essentially just had to stop fighting because they couldn't do it. It was just too much. But besides that, I'm really interested in what people are going to be doing in terms of, like, you know, the people who already used Omegle before it got shut down, because I really do think that this is a surprise to a lot of people. It was a surprise to me, and I could only imagine what creators like Hyphonics are thinking about when they see this. Because if you guys don't know who Hyphonics is, he is a content creator who makes literally just solely Omegle content. Like, he literally trolls people on there. And I'll be honest here, it's really fun and entertaining content. And I'm just really curious what he's going to be doing now that Omegle has been shut down. And I know that there are other platforms out there that are similar to Omegle, but I'm just really curious.
There you go, Mike.
Get your notepad out.
And I know that there are other...
Emerald chat.
Monkey app.
Monkey app. There you go. Monkey app. That's such a terrible name for it.
Show us your monkey app.
There are platforms out there that are similar to Omegle, but I'm just really curious, like how he and the users of Omegle and the other content creators, because I know there's more than one Omegle content creator out there, what they are going to do after this. Because honestly, this is very devastating news, and I really didn't use Omegle too much, but it really is sad seeing something that has been around for a very long time, something that was a whole era on YouTube and in content creation, just once again gets shut down because they just couldn't handle, you know, fighting back against the government and other big corporations. Like, it's a really sad thing to see, and it's a sad day in history. It really is. But yeah, anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap up the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This video might be all over the place because I rushed to get it out, essentially, and I might have gotten it wrong with the whole EFF thing, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think I did. And once again, it really sucks that Omegle and other companies had to go through this when, I mean, Omegle, you know, they wanted their platform to be used for good things and for people to meet new people. If you thought that this was a good video, make sure you hit the like button.
I kind of agree with his interpretation there. I think based off what he read out, it makes a lot of sense.
Just sounds to me like it's an internal clean-up situation, and either it's going to be rolled out by somebody else or an acquisition. So an acquisition from Google or Meta,
a bit of a revamp or something. Or could be.
I see it more as restrictions being tightened up, laws being tightened up on free speech and things, and also
people like Google have all that down pat already. They've got teams working on that, mate.
You don't want to be the facilitator of illegal activities on the internet either, because I want to say the guy that owned Craigslist went to prison for facilitating prostitution. Craig, yeah, it's his list.
Let me see that list.
Because I think
who have you got on that list, you?
I'm sure he either went to prison or got in a lot of trouble. Because essentially it was people advertising adult services on there, and then he was classed as having facilitated it.
Pimping,
for being an online pimp, basically, even though it was just a place to post.
I wonder if an online pimp still dresses in, like, you know, a big purple hat. And
probably,
all that kind of thing,
flares and stuff.
Our Craig with his pinky ring.
Craig. Let me get that list out.
But I think that's pressure. I think the government have probably been in touch with him. I think they
relaunched under a new domain, same platform.
Bit of a clean up, maybe, and then
things talk about sort of big corporate companies like Meta doing things like that, but I see people get killed on Instagram all the time. I see genuine porn on Instagram all the time, on Reels, and like, people find ways of doing it. And if Meta can't clamp down on stuff like that, how are other companies going to do stuff like that? It's almost impossible.
The problem you've got, though, is people like Google and Meta have so much more power than what Omegle has.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when they come in and say, we'll just take that platform and just put it straight under our wing. You look after it, Dave, in corporate whatever. You know, what do they call it? what division would that fall under for your ethics and
I've got
all that kind of corporate ethics?
Media.
You know, you look at in the law and the legal teams. Look at it. What can we do? Can we clean it up? Can we have it?
I don't think the laws are clear on this sort of stuff, though. And it's what governments are trying to do. They're trying to retroactively enact laws that can clamp down on stuff like this.
People like Google, though, and Meta and people like that, they're more powerful than some governments.
Yeah.
So they'll just say, okay, we'll turn it off there. You don't need it then.
It's ultimately who's responsible for it as well. I think that's legally. I think that's where there's a big grey area because they don't know if Google or other companies like that are actually, you know, if it's their fault when certain things go online. I don't know.
It's called Google Omegle.
Google Omegle. A lot of these websites are hosted on Amazon Web Services as well, so it could be that Amazon turn around and go, we don't want that anymore.
Just one mass
somewhere else.
One mass powerful brand that'll just pick that up and just go, there you go. Same platform. It's a bit like when you look at what's the Chinese one, TikTok.
Yeah.
And then you look at Reels.
Yeah.
On YouTube Shorts and stuff like that. You look at Reels and TikTok, very similar.
Yeah.
It's just a power battle now. Who's going to last longer?
Yeah, I get that.
And who's got the more advanced technology that come in? And if someone like Google or with Reels, who owns Instagram, is it Meta?
Meta. Yeah.
So Meta people are going to come in and they're going to go, okay, we'll have a separate thing, Omegle.
Yeah.
They don't call it something else, but have that platform. There you go.
Well, it's probably the click of a button from Meta to have Omegle in as part of Instagram.
Correct.
And you can go live and just randomly match people and you can chat to them and stuff. They probably already have that feature, they're just not switched on.
Rolled it out yet. But now about we rolled out with that. But
it'd be interesting to see
what comments. Let us know what you think.
Where are people going to watch Harry Mack now and Marcus Veltri and the Doom
YouTube.
and Hyphonics? Yeah. But you can't randomly match people on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. There you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.